The Old Man and the White Horse. When misfortune is not what it seems. In a quiet village nestled among the rolling hills of ancient China, there lived an old man. His days were simple, tending to his small garden, walking slowly beneath the willows, and speaking little. Yet despite his modest life, he possessed something rare, a magnificent white horse. Its mane flowed like a silver river under the sun, and its eyes held a depth, as if it understood more than words ever could. The villagers marveled at this horse. Even the king, hearing tales of its beauty, sent messengers with offers of great wealth. "Name your price," they said, "and it shall be yours." But the old man only shook his head. "This horse is not just a possession," he replied gently. "It is my friend, my family. Can one sell the beating of their own heart?" The people of the village scoffed. "You're a fool," they whispered. "In your old age you could live in comfort, but instead you choose poverty for the sake of an animal." The old man said nothing. One morning, the stable stood empty. The white horse was gone. News spread quickly, and the villagers gathered. "We told you," they said with a tone of grim satisfaction. "You should have sold it when you had the chance. Now it's surely stolen. What a terrible misfortune." The old man looked at the empty stall and replied, "All I know is that the horse is not here. Whether it is a blessing or a curse, I cannot say. Who can truly know the nature of any moment?" The villagers shook their heads and walked away, muttering about the stubbornness of the old man. Weeks passed. Then, one evening, as the sun dipped low behind the hills, the sound of hooves echoed through the valley. Not only had the white horse returned, it had brought with it a dozen wild horses from the mountains. The village erupted in amazement. "What luck!" they cried. "You were right, old man. Truly, this is a blessing." The old man, standing among the horses, placed a hand on the neck of his white companion and said quietly, "All I know is that the horse has come back, and others have come with it. Whether this is good or bad, I cannot say." Now the villagers remained silent. They had learned not to argue, though in their hearts they believed fortune had clearly smiled upon the old man. His only son, a strong and spirited boy, began training the wild horses. Days were filled with dust, laughter, and the thunder of hooves. But fate shifted once again. One morning, the boy fell. A wild horse threw him violently to the ground, and his leg shattered. The village gathered once more, this time with sorrowful expressions. "What a tragedy," they said. "Your son, your only help in old age, now crippled. Surely this is a curse." The old man looked upon his son, who lay pale and in pain, and said softly, "All I know is that my son has broken his leg. Whether it is a misfortune or a hidden grace, I cannot say. Who truly sees the full path from the first step?" Time passed. War came. A neighboring kingdom invaded. Fear gripped the village, as every able-bodied young man was conscripted into the army. Mothers wept. Fathers held back tears. There were no goodbyes, only silence and the sound of feet marching away. Only the old man's son remained behind. His injury spared him from the draft. Now the villagers came, not with judgment, but with tears. "You were right," they whispered. "Your son's injury saved him. Our sons are gone. Many will never return. What we once called a curse is now a blessing." The old man sat quietly under a tree, his gaze distant. "You speak with sorrow," he said, "and I feel your pain. But still I say, who knows? What appears as mercy today may be suffering tomorrow, and what wounds us now may be what keeps us alive." His voice was calm, not from indifference, but from understanding. In his weathered face was the quiet acceptance of one who had stopped clinging to answers. Life, he knew, was like the mountains, shifting in shadow and light, never still, never certain. And so he lived, not in bitterness, not in hope, but in peace. He no longer asked whether each event was good or bad. Instead, he met them all with the same still heart, watching as life unfolded like a river, sometimes calm, sometimes raging, but always moving. At the edge of the village, his white horse stood tall in the morning sun, a silent witness to the truth that had taken the villagers a lifetime to glimpse. That peace is not found in the rise and fall of fortune, but in the stillness of not needing to know. Some stories are not meant to give answers, but to dissolve the questions. The old man did not seek happiness in certainty, but in presence. He did not chase after joy, nor run from sorrow. He walked slowly, breathed deeply, and trusted in the mystery of life. Perhaps the deepest wisdom lies in not knowing, in watching the unfolding with eyes of silence and a heart that no longer clings. When we stop judging life as good or bad, we may discover a gentler way of being, not because life becomes easy, but because we stop insisting it should.